We like to believe that most of the time our decisions are logical, that we weigh facts and always make decisions with reasons. The truth is very different. Most of our decisions come from emotion, the hidden biases that shapes how we think without even realizing it. In the book of Concise Law of Human Nature by Robert Greene, he said that these biases act like traps in our mind. They push us toward what feels right in the moment, but often leads to wrong choices later. That's why to master your emotional self and understanding the others, you need to understand these biases that secretly guide your thoughts and actions. So today I'll be talking about these 6 biases that can be useful when you make decisions. I will be talking about these according to this book, The Concise Law of Human Nature by Robert Greene. I decided to buy this book. It's a bit expensive, I have to say, and you might be questioning, why would you spend money on a book that's like expensive? I actually, instead of buying the physical book, I can just read it in the e-library or something. In the city where I'm living, we have those libraries, but they only offer those finished versions of the book. Most of the time they only have those finished versions, and they rarely have those English versions. I cannot read this book in Finnish version. They also have those audiobooks in the library. I am a person who like to highlight the quotes when I'm reading and I like to remember them. So in audiobook you can't do that. So that's why I kind of decided that I should buy the book. And to make the money worth, I like to use it in my content. And so let's get into it. So the first one is called the group bias. The group bias is when we believe something mainly because of the group or the community we trust or belong to believes it. Like, even if our own thinking feels otherwise. For example, you take the group's opinion even if they might be wrong. For example, think about a group friend circle that constantly criticizes someone else. Even if you see they're unfairly judged, you might stay silent or join in because disagreeing with them would make you feel isolated or feel alone. And imagine growing up in a family or the community believes about what's right or normal. You might notice some of these beliefs doesn't feel right to you, but you go along with them anyway because questioning them would makes you feel isolated or judged. So the second bias is called the blame bias. It's we like to point fingers at the others instead of taking responsibility of ourselves. We like to blame the others, and rather than facing our own uncomfortable truths, mistakes, or weaknesses. Like, imagine a close friendship where there's an argument goes wrong. Instead of reflecting our own mistake, words, inaction we made, tempted to blame the others. Blame biases keep us from improving or growing. It also prevents self-awareness because our focus is always on what others did wrong, but not how we can improve. And the next thing is called the appearance bias. Appearance bias is when we judge people based on their look, how they dress, or they present themselves, rather than who they really are. It's our brain that taking a shortcut, assuming that what we see on the outside reflects what's the inside. For example, reading in a social event, you meet someone and they're like well-dressed, confident, charming. First thought might be like, oh, they might be like capable or reliable, and later you might find out that they're like arrogant or unreliable, they're like ungenuine. But on the flip side, there might be a person like looking casual, but in reality they're like super talented and they're very genuine and kind. Appearance bias can misled into trusting wrong people, underestimate those who can help you.